Another one I wanted to ask is your guy, Canelo. There's a lot of talk now he's going to wait till Kovalev fights Yard and basically attempt what you did when you fought Tarver, move up to 175. If that fight is to happen at the end of the year, are you going to be helping?
Sergey?
Yeah. Are you going to be helping Canelo with making that jump? I mean, Canelo's a little bit shorter than you were.
Double you. You know what?
But you've got the experience in.
Let me tell you. First of all, I know about the Kovalev conversation.
And he has to win his.
He
fight.
wants to fight. Mm-hmm. He wanted to fight Kovalev a fight ago, too. But nevertheless, he's going to grow into that, and I think the time is right, especially through the political things that goes on in between the few months that went past. I believe he will do that, and then I believe he'll still continue to fight at 60 to defend the titles that he do have. But to make history from 75, coming from 60, it's being the second fighter that's done that. Well, yeah, the second, because I was the first one to achieve that because Ray Robinson fell short because he couldn't answer the bell for the 15th round, right?
Joey Max.
Exhaustion.
That's what made me, tempted me to say, hey, Richard, at that time, I want to fight Tarver. What do you mean? Light heavyweight, but no, you only weigh. Yeah, I want that fight. And Canelo believes that where he's been seeing in the light heavyweight division, and also Sergey's fights with even Andre Ward, that he can execute that, being a good body puncher, being a good, and of course younger, but also experienced. That's a challenge that to keep Canelo in the mindset of he has to prove something. There's no turning back in the people he fight right now. And there's a lot of cries out there saying we want him to fight somebody that either Triple G the third time, some say fight one of the Charlo brothers.
Yeah. Boo Boo Andre.
Andre, yep. I read that too, and I had conversations about what I think about that fight. There are some good fights under 175, but to take that Sergey fight, which is not a walk in the park, but I see why Canelo would want to take that chance at this time. I think it's a gutsy move, but I also think it's the right move to make if he continue to choose that move.
What can you say about the rumors? I know you probably can't say a lot, but that Canelo's not happy with Golden Boy, not speaking to Oscar and Eric Gomez, that he tweeted he wasn't happy with Robert Diaz for losing the belt, like he didn't agree to. What do you sense, or what can you say about that whole situation?
I just think things will play out, and you know, I can't say too much about it right now. I know bits and pieces of things that I get updated on, but I can tell you things will be worked out.
It's not the first time we've heard of a fighter being upset with the promoter. I mean, it happens all the time. Mm-hmm. So I'm
upset with promoters. I don't even know why I'm upset with
all of them.
Like seriously, all of them. And I'm a promoter. So I'm upset with my damn self right now.
What fight would you like next for Canelo, though? What makes the most sense in your eyes?
Kovalev.
Mm-hmm. Is this a weight? Or
you can always come back down to 160.
Is it
the weight, or is it just
know what I think? Know what I think though? Know what I think and know from my experience. You know why I say Kovalev? Because it's a danger in the mental. When you beat a guy or the fight was close and y'all fight again the third time and the fourth time, and I know it's good drama and it's history where we can name fighters who fought 3 times and it became historic 30, 50, 100 years from now. But every time you know that you gotta go to the well with the same person that y'all know each other, it's gonna be the same result. Normally, even with the Joe Frazier and Ali fights, they was 3. And then you look at the, I believe Mickey Ward and Gotti.
Pacquiao Marquez.
And then Pacquiao Marquez. Man, what do you think you're gonna see different other than the uniforms that they're gonna wear? The colors of their shorts will be different. Because they're gonna pay more attention to what they're gonna wear the third time, so they won't repeat what they wore the second time. So I would like to see him challenge himself like he's romancing of conversation I'm doing is with Sergey Kovalev. That would challenge Canelo more than during the third fight at this time. It might, look, at this time, fight one of the Charlo brothers. Let's not forget about that. There's not like, don't act like forget the light heavyweight right now. But I understand. See, I cleared out the division, or put it this way. I cleared it out and I stayed, and I said, you know what? I want to go up after the 2 Jermaine Teller fights, whatever the history of debate. Maybe it was a split, maybe he won one, or they gave both to Jermaine.
Dwayne Ford gave the 12th round, which otherwise you would have held the title.
Yes. So, let the fights play out, but let the fans not be cheated from the fights that can be made and should be made. And we're going to do that. Golden Boy is going to do that. We promise to do that. And there's always going to be rumors, especially when there's some friction between the sanctioning body, the fighter didn't know, who knows. But one thing for sure, Golden Boy is a family. We got to focus on, and we will focus on, to come, because the world of boxing don't stop because you having something in your house that you got to straighten out. Boxing goes like life goes. They'll mourn for 24 hours, depending on the person. If you're lucky, they'll mourn for 48 hours. But after the morning of everything, the next morning, and back to business again. And that's how we feel.
Do you feel the Kovalev fight is a good style matchup for Canelo, though? Because what if he wanted to fight a different light heavyweight? Would you recommend him go ahead and challenge yourself against a different
If it was anybody out there other than Sergey that was dangerous like Sergey, that's been tested and won championships, yeah. But to me, if it ain't Sergey, then don't go. To me, it's the name. I mean, keep it real as the name.
Abel Sanchez told me.
And I cut you off. I got a little excited here. And did anybody remember me and Sergey fought, right?
Yep.
So I have a little bias,
Because you get the get back
revenge is
for
so
you.
sweet. It's so sweet. So you understand what I'm saying? So you asked that question, so I wasn't going to say nothing to you about it. Okay. But yeah,
Well, because Abel trained him, Sergey, for like 10 fights. I talked to him. He said, I think Canelo's going to knock him out with the body shot. That's what he told me. And obviously, he's not pro Canelo, being he was with Triple G for those 2 fights.
Well, let me ask you a question. You heard me say that before you even said what you said.
Yep.
But I didn't say the knockout part. I just said
body.
I think that would be something that he would invest in real early.
And just to close on Triple G, though, it's like you said, every time Manny and Marquez fought, it was pretty much the same fight, Ali and Frazier, but those last fights, they ended with a knockout. Wouldn't Canelo maybe want to put it to bed by knocking Triple G out in the third fight, stopping him?
I think that damn if you do, damn if you don't. I think that people say either was done, they know each other. I think the excuse will be Canelo had his number, even though they had close fights. The only upside to that is it will bring a conversation up about the first 2 fights if Triple G wins by a knockout or decision. I think it's a no-win situation, period, for Canelo, no matter what he do. It will only be, to me, if they fight, purpose, one of the biggest money fights in history. If the money doesn't reflect the business side, to fight this guy and I'm 2 up, or at least 1 up and 1 draw, then why I'm gonna run through this fire again and really do what I know what I did the second time, all right? Say the first fight's a draw, right? And so we're dealing with 1 fight as a win on Canelo's side. Now, you're gonna fight the 4th time? If it's a draw or even close. So now it's like, it has to be something you gotta be a fool to not take there's $500 million or close to it. Then it becomes business. It becomes really business now.
And any worries with, you know how Marvin Hagler said, any worries that with Canelo making all this money, it's hard to keep that motivation when it's guaranteed $350 million, that it's hard to get off those silk sheets like Marvin. Any worry with that about Canelo, that he'll, because he was so motivated for the Triple G rematch.
Think about it. I know what you said. I get the soundbite. But nobody questions the soundbite. Only but Bernard Hopkins. The soundbite quote, it's hard to be hungry if you go to bed with silk shorts or silk underwears. And I say to this, that money and that quote sounds good. It fits baseball better than it fits boxing. It fits football in some cases better than it fits boxing. See, guaranteed on paper is different than guaranteed if you're in the NBA and you got a hamstring and you're sitting there and you're saying, well, I'm getting my check every 2 weeks. My check comes every 2 weeks. And you know what? Y'all don't want me no more? That team got to buy me out. That team got to, look, I go, but they got to, you hear that now? This is the business part of Bernard Hopkins. When I'm asked legitimate, really, to most people, be tough questions. A tough answer, but a tough question that they will have to deal with. Guaranteed on paper. In boxing, it's only on paper. If you don't win, if you don't win, I'm 100% without talking about the deal, right? Because it was confidentiality. That every business entity has a clause. Because if there wasn't, and you had a contract no matter what happened, boom, bang, give me my money. So we know to keep you mindful and chasing, if you get past this year, right? Look, that year. And we cut it off. We had a 4-year, 5-year deal. Right? Bryce Harper from the Phillies. XYZ for the Phillies. Player from New York, this player here, big player. Then you had one fighter up there, Canelo. So what I'm saying is, guaranteed, yes. Nothing is guaranteed until you get through that contract.
And Bernard,
plus, I'm guessing when you have that kind of money, I've never experienced that, but you want more money. When you have the cars, you want the new car. When you have the house, you want another house. So,
well, that's only for people that get intoxicated with the wants and the needs. Unless you just want everybody to drive every car just to say you haven't. You only can drive one car at a time.
That seems to be the culture nowadays, though.
Well,
you buy a car, you buy another car.
Well, I've been a young person also. And I am a victim of ignorance. You like that, right?
We've all been victims.
I'm understanding when I open the door and I'm looking at these 6 cars in the garage. And I'm saying to myself, when the last time this car been started?
Battery's dead.
Battery's dead. There's a pile of oil on the floor because it sat a little too long. That's when you know that you got to have a conscience of sanity. Obviously, I took a little beating because the same car you paid for, when you take it back, you don't get the same. So you learn from ignorance of experience, right? Yeah. And I learned how to understand that what you said is common, unfortunately, but you're right. But it comes a time where some gotta reflect and think, Do you let your eyes get bigger than your stomach and you go to a buffet because you know that you can grab anything you want and you can eat anything you want? And you grab 2 plates and you go up there like it's a free fall. Like you gotta go up there one time and get all you can get and you can't go no more. You have to learn how to have strong discipline, to use what you have, and not be wasteful. So I learned before what most happens to us when it's too late. You can learn a lot of things when you don't have no more. Mm-hmm. Did you learn? Yeah. You give me a ride up the street? Yeah. So if you can try to learn from other people's bad experience, which is going to be there whether you like it or not. I don't want you to do bad. Right. I don't want you to fail, right? If I'm a real person, I don't want you to fail, but they're going to be there. Yep. They can get it together. But if I can learn that you went down that alley and the only thing I heard is a scream and I seen one of your Chuck sneaks get thrown back, I'm not going down that alley, right? Right? Might dial 911, might go get you some help. But if that alley spit out only one sneak that you had on, I seen you going in with 2. You think I'm going down an alley? So you became an example for me to duck that bullet.